Good day, everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss the mechanics and magic from the antiquity to the Renaissance by Pierre Hadot. Uh, Pierre Hadot's book explores the relationship between mechanics and magic from antiquity to the Renaissance. In this work, Hadot examines how mechanics and magic were intertwined throughout history and how they both played a role in shaping the intellectual and cultural landscape of their time. The book begins with an exploration of the mechanics of the ancient Greeks, who saw mechanics as a mean of understanding the natural world and its underlying principles. Hadou then moves on to examine the role of mechanics in the medieval period, when it became a practical craft that was used to build machines and devices. At the same time, Hadou also examines the role of magic in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Magic was seen as a means of unlocking the hidden powers of the natural world and of attaining spiritual enlightenment. Hadou explores the various forms of magic that were practiced during this period, including alchemy, astrology, and the use of magical objects. Throughout the book, Hadou draws connections between mechanics and magic, showing how they both represented different ways of exploring the hidden mysteries of the natural world. He also examines how these two fields of study evolved over time, uh, and how they contributed to the development of modern science and technology. Overall, uh, it provides a fascinating glimpse into the intellectual and cultural history of the ancient world and the Middle Ages, and shows how the study of mechanics and magic helped to shape our understanding of the natural world and our place within it.
So, in this topic, um, they emphasize the Promethean attitude, and Promethean attitude, according to Pierre Hadot, is a way of technical procedure to tear down nature's very secret. Um, the best example of this is that uh, Elon Musk. Uh, Elon Musk is a CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, and his method of achieving modernization is um, from the our ancient method, the Promethean attitude. Uh, a brief history of Promethean attitude is that uh, the gods and goddesses uh, passes the um, ability to comprehend about the things that we don't understand, and human use this to manipulate the uh, nature's law. So ang mga god, ang goddesses sa una gipasa ang kaalam sa tao ug mao ni gihimo sa tao nga ah, abilidad aron nga ang balaod sa nature's ungkaton o i-manipulate. So mao ning mga factor kung ngano nga high-tech ta karon. So going back to Elon Musk, so Elon Musk is his goal is to manipulate the law of natures to achieve his goal of going to Mars. So Elon Musk wanted to go Mars in preparation for discovering other planets, and living on it because he believes that our Mother Earth is dying and it comes to an end. So, the other uh, example of his achievement is his um, uh, Tesla cars. So, his Tesla cars are the best example of it since before we use gasoline in order to make the car move. He wanted to provide a car that runs on electricity, which is very useful to human. Um, these Promethean attitudes give us also the advantages and disadvantages. So kay tungod kay kining gisunod nato nga Promethean attitude sa una, aduna ni nato kitang mga tao aduna kini mga nagkalain-lain nga benepisyo o disadvantages nato. So, first advantages of this is we are able to unveil the secret of nature. And with that, we also able to manipulate its law. We are also able to achieve such modernization which benefits to humans. So, pinaagi ani kita usab mga tao makabenepisyo usab ta niini kay pa pareha sa una kung ikumpara nato ang kinabuhi nato sa una ug karon so dako ra jud kayo kalahian kay sa una we live in kanang makaingon ta nga hasol kayo kay kun magistorya ta sa una og ang atong mga una nga tao sila sa una magbaktas ra perting layua unya dugay pa jud kaayo nga moabot. Unlike karon nga dali ra kayo ta mo abot sa atong agtuan kay tungod sa mga high-tech nga sakyanan nga nabuhat pinaagi sa pag-modernize sa atong mga technology. So, mao na mga advantages nga atong makita niya o masinati niining Promethean attitudes. And with that advantages, so aduna usay mga disadvantages. So unsa man na? Through this modernization, our way of living creates harmful effects to natures. So pinagi usab sa atong pagka modernize sa atong pagpuyo diha sa pagkaruhay nga kita mas madali nato ang pagpuyo nga kinabuhi nga walay hago kay makaingon ta nga dili naman ta magbaktas o diha mag-produce puday na siya og effects, harmful effects. So unsa may example sa mga harmful effects ani? Diha sa atong paggamit sa sakyanan. So kung mogamit ta og sakyanan karon kay diri sa Pilipinas ang atong mga sakyanan kay it is run by gasoline. So kung mogamit tag sakyanan, ang sakyanan mo produce na siya og carbon dioxide. Nya kung daghan na kayong carbon dioxide sa hangin, so mo create na siya og kanang mga ah makapanipis sa atong ozone layer. So mao na nga karon tungod sa mga pagka moderno nato ang atong ozone layer minipis na og um, masinati na nato ang mga epekto sa atong pagka moderno kay tungod karon mabati nato nga init na kayo ang panahon unya murag ang hangin murag dili na kayo fresh uh, especially in urban areas. In this topic, it has three forms. So, what are these three forms? Um, the ancient mechanic, magic, and rudiments of the experimental method. So, these three practices that shares the characteristic of seeking to obtain effects alien to what is considered the normal course of nature's effects whose cause elude those who do not operate according to the techniques. So, number one is the ancient mechanics. So, according to Pierre Hadot, ancient mechanics is um, the beliefs of our ancient philosopher. Um, they believed that the world was um, ordered and harmonious whole. It was governed by a set of laws that understood through the observation, uh, observation and also reasoning. Uh, we can trace this ancient mechanic from our pre-Socratic philosopher such as Thales, um, Heraclitus, Anaximenes. These philosophers believe that the cosmos is uh, composed of the basic stuff. Like Thales believed that water is the basic stuff of the cosmos. So the uh, way of ancient mechanic, um, they believe that uh, through observation and uh, observation of the cosmos and philosophical speculation, they suggest that the ancient mechanic of natures represented important stages in the development of Western scientific thought. So, so they only rely on uh, philosophical speculation. So, para sa mga taga-Western, nituora sila sa mga uh, philosophical speculation kanang ni-observe ra sila ba parehas anang mga phenomena nga giingon pa sa among pre-Socratic nga professor nga ang phenomena sa una gibase kini sa myth nga kung masuko ang gods like when Zeus got angry he produced thunder and lightnings. So ibase lang nila sa ilang speculation og mibase ra sad sila sa myth nga pamaagi. Mao nay pagsabot namo sa ancient mechanic. So uh, the ancient uh, philosopher uh, rely on achieving philosophical uh, in resolving their problems. They invented the problemata mechanica, which also known as mechanical problems. So it provides insight into the mechanical knowledge of the ancient Greeks uh, and how they approach problem solving in the field of mechanics. So one of the important figure in ancient mechanics was Archimedes, who was significant contribution to the field of mechanics and hydrostatics. So Archimedes developed several key principles of mechanics, including the principle of buoyancy and the law of the lever, which are still used in modern engineering and physics. So adunay dakong kalabutan kining maong ah, discovery ni Archimedes kay hantud karon gigamit kini sa atong modern world, such as paggama og barko, kung unsaon nga ang barko dili mo unlod o magpabilin na siya og lutaw. Kining liver, so makita ni nato karon pinagi sa atong mga bag-o nga ug high-tech nga mga kagamitan, such as sa pag-arsa nato sa mga bugat kayo nga mga kuan sa building kanang gamit kani makita nato sa atong crane nga mo transfer sa mga butang ug moarsa sa mga butang nga kinahanglan sa paggama og building. So hangtod karon gigamit kanang maong method niya. The problemata mechanica is the one importance of empirical investigation and mathematical reasoning in the development of science and technology. So the work of Archimedes represented a significant advance in the understanding of mechanics, and which I mentioned above, they continue to inspire scientists and engineers today. The other significant figure in the um, ancient mechanic is Hero of Alexandria. Uh, his, his significant contribution to the field of ancient mechanics is the study of motion and behavior of physical objects. Um, his work on pneumatic and hydraulic devices such as ilophile and hard hydraulic organ. His other invention also are the discoveries of the first steam engine and the odometer. So we can uh, locate this steam engine in the making of energies in energy in providing electricity. The other significant contribution to the ancient mechanic, uh, his work on architecture and engineering, particularly in his book of the Architectura, which provide us ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge in engineering today. So his influence on the later architects and engineers, including Leonardo da Vinci. So his followers of Leonardo da Vinci, the great uh, engineer. The second topic is the ancient magic. Ancient magic referred to a set of beliefs and practices that aim to manipulate supernatural forces and achieve desired outcomes. So, gamit nila ang ancient magic used for various purposes such as healing, protection, divination, and love spell. So, karon makakita po ani nga present pa ni sa atong panahon karon kay gigamit ni sa mga albularyo, gigamit ni sa mga kanang miatsep og dili madutlan kanang mga anting-anting, divination and love spell kanang gamit usa na og kanang gayuma. So tan-aw na nila sa una nga pamaagi niya karon present pa na sa ato ang modern world, especially diri sa Philippines. It was often used and practiced by priests and priestesses or other religious specialists who had knowledge of spirit ritual practices and spell. So the role of magic in ancient societies varied depending on the culture and time period. So sa una, gigamitin nila sa una kay tungod mutuo pa man sila og mga myth. Unlike karon, compare sa atong modern world, wala na kayo nga pamaagi kanang magtutuo ta og mga love spell, mga albularyo. So dili na kay na siya popular kay nagka-modern naman ta. Unlike before nga mo rely ra sila ug ilang gitan-aw ang nature nga maka-produce og ani nga pamagi. So Saint Augustine provides a philosophical reflection on the foundation of magic. So ini nga time present na si Saint Augustine ini unya iyan ang gi-refute sa pinagi siyang philosophical reflection. So according to him, he says that all beings of phenomena that might appear over the course of the ages potentially exist in the texture of the elements. For Saint Augustine, he says that the secret of natures are secret forces hidden in the bosom of natures, and the demons, who according to him are the true author's magical operation, are able to unleash them. The transition from ancient to medieval mechanics was a gradual process that occurred several centuries and involved a combination of technological, cultural, and intellectual changes. So, sa akong pagsabot ini, para ni Saint Augustine, aduna di ay mga secret ang natures nga aduna siya secret unya duna siya tinuod para ni Saint Augustine tinuod di ay ang demons nga mo ay nagpaluyo niini nya kanang nagpatuto ta nga maayo gitaw ang kanang albularyo so dili day na kuan kanang godly ng kuan ilang pamaagi kundi nagkuha na sila og kanang power nga maka heal sila sa tao kung sanay sakit pero ang nagpaluyo ana ang demon di ay.
One of the categories of our topic is the natural magic in the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance. So when we say natural magic, it refers on natural phenomena occurred naturally or by means of practices which include in divination, herbalism, as well as astrology in ancient time, and it can be explained scientifically. So, kanang adunay ubang mga magic na mga sakit say karon nga dili ma-explain sa doktor kung kita moadto sa ospital. Adunay mga sakit na dili kini ma-explain scientifically tungod kay nag kani ato lang kining mahibaw-an kung ma-discover pinaagi sa ah, ang mga divine or sa white magic or sa black magic. Yeah. Then it tracing the origin of Hermeticism, which is a set of philosophical and religious beliefs based on the writing attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, emphasizes the unity of all things and the possibility of achieving mystical or spiritual union with the divine. So, for Marcello Ficino, the natural magic is he emphasizes the importance of integrating philosophy and religion in order to achieve a more holistic understanding of the world and our place in it. So, but according to Hadot, natural magic was a branch of magic that sought to understand and harness the powers of nature through the use of natural substances and phenomena. It was believed that by understanding the natural world and its hidden secrets, humans, we could unlock great power and achieve miraculous results. Natural magic was often associated with alchemy, astrology, and other esoteric practices that were popular during the period. So, Hadot argues that natural magic was not simply a form of superstitious belief or occultism, but rather a legitimate field of study that drew on the ancient philosophical traditions of Greece and Rome. So, para niya, dili lang kani usa ka superstitious. So, kung moingon kitag superstitious, so tuod-tuod. So, kining natural magic is kanang legitimate field of study that draw. So it kani kay legitimate man, so pwede nato ni siyang dili lang kani siya gama-gama or tugmo-tugmo. So he also suggests that natural magic was rooted in the idea of correspondence or sympathy, which held that all things in the natural world were interconnected and had a hidden harmony that could be discovered and exploited. Uh, Hadot also suggests that natural magic was closely connected to the idea of theurgy, which was practice of using divine powers to achieve spiritual enlightenment and transcendence. So when we say theurgy, it is the operation or effect of a natural or divine agency in human affairs. So nagikan kini sa divine. So dili lang kini nagikan sa pikas tao, nagikan kini sa Ginoo. So one kind of theurgy is accepted and seen as true in many Christian churches. It's God getting directly involved in our affairs through miracles or divine intervention. So through miracles. So pinaagi sa milagro, kini para nato makaingon ta nga sa kini ka magic tungod kay when we say miracle, ah sama sa kung gingon ganina dili ni ma-explain scientifically tungod kay kini nga power nagagikan sa mas higher being kanato sa so theurgy was often associated with Neoplatonic philosophy, which held that the ultimate goal of human life was to achieve union with the divine. So, one example of natural magic in the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance that Pierre Hadot discusses in his book is the use of talisman. So, mga anting-anting. So, ang talisman were objects that were believed to have magical powers and could be used to achieve certain goals or protect against harm. So, ang talisman, ang anting-anting, sa kini ka object nga gamay. So, kini adunay mga tao nga gituhan nila nga kini mutabang kanila nga maoy magtabang sa pag-achieve sa ilang goal o pag-protect against sa mga para nila sa mga mambabarang or sa another mga black magic nga mahitabo sa ilang kinabuhi. So para nila usa kini ka protector nga butang nga mapahilayo sa mga kasakit or mao'y magdala kanila sa kaguol sa ilang kinabuhi. So according to Hadot, talisman were based on the idea of sympathy, which held that all things in the natural world were interconnected and had a hidden harmony that could be discovered and exploited. talisman were created by selecting specific materials that were believed to have a particular powers or correspondence, and then arranging them in a specific way to create a magical effect. So, for example, a talisman might be created by combining a certain type of stone. So, stone with a particular symbol or image, and then performing a ritual to activate its powers. So, siguro nakakita ang sultan nga anting-anting na usahay maoy ikwintas nato nga kini usahay gituohan nga habak nga dili mo'y mupugong untahay usay nga tigbason para nila kani mag para nila di sila matutlag tungod kay na sila anting-anting ay uban nga nituo nga kung sila posilon di sila madutlan tungod kay na sila anting-anting. So, na the talisman might be used or gamit kini for a variety of purposes such as protecting against disease. So para nila kini nag-protect nila sa mga sakit, mahilayo sila sa mga sakit, labi na katong mga sakit nga maglisod og ayo kanila nga mao'y magdala sa kaantos, magdala sa ilang kapobrehon. Then attracting wealth, so para nila kung sila anting-anting, murag swerte sila, swerte, dali ra sila mga kwarta, dali ra sila makakitag kuan usahay nila para nila makadaog sila gloto or mga kanang easy money nga dali ra sila madato or maka-influence nila the outcome of the battle. Hadot notes that talisman were not just used by lay people or practitioners of magic. They were also used by scholars and philosophers who were interested in the natural world and its hidden powers. So dili lang basta ay ang mga laygo nga mga tao mo inigamit sa mga anting-anting. So pati po day ang mga philosophers, mga scholars, nituo, nga interested sa natural world. So para nila siguro kay naka witness sila nga ang anting-anting o talisman is great significance nga naay epekto sa ilang kinabuhi. Mao siguro ni gamit pod pati ang mga philosophers and mga scholars. Then, for example, Marsilio Ficino, a prominent philosopher of the Renaissance, believed that talisman could be used to harness the powers of the planets and achieve spiritual enlightenment. So, overall, talisman provide an example of how natural magic was practiced during the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance by exploring the hidden correspondences between different materials and phenomena. Practitioners of natural magic sought to unlock the secrets of the natural world and achieve great power and knowledge. So, overall, although analysis of natural magic provides a fascinating glimpse into the intellectual and cultural milieu of the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance, shows that natural magic was not simply a primitive or backward form of thought, but rather a complex and sophisticated worldview that drew on a rich history of philosophical and spiritual traditions. So we go on the mechanics in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Mechanics was largely driven by the need to improve agriculture and transportation. uh, the development of new technologies, plow, watermill, and windmill, which help to increase agriculture cultural productivity. The influence of Islamic scholars and their translations of Greek and Roman texts helped to preserve and disseminate ancient knowledge and mechanics. This led to a renewed interest in ancient mechanics and the development of new ideas and techniques. It was seen as a way to understand the natural world and it formed the basis from for many the scientific and philosophical ideas of the time. So, so mag-isgot tag mechanics. So sa una, kung i-compare na to ang mechanic karon, ang mga outcome sa mga mechanic is nay dako nga kalahian tungod karon kay nagka-evolve naman ta. So kunya ang mga knowledge is nagka-evolve po nagka-improve. Ah, sama sa una kanang watermill. Kana sa una sa panahon sa mga kuan wala pa na puro windmill kana karon pa na mga karon nga century or later century na. Then ah, the important figure in the medieval mechanics was the polymath Roger Bacon. So Roger Bacon was a philosopher who made significant contributions to mechanics in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. His ideas on mechanics were based on his studies of Aristotelian philosophy and mathematics. One of Bacon's most important contributions to mechanics was his emphasis on empirical observation and experimentation. He argued that theoretical knowledge alone was not enough to understand the natural world, and that observation and experimentation were necessary to gain a deeper understanding of physical phenomena. This approach to science was highly influential in the Renaissance and helped pave the way for the scientific revolution of the 16th and 17th centuries. So Bacon also made important contributions to the study of optics and light. He was one of the first thinkers in the West to understand the importance of lenses for the study of optics, and he developed a theory of vision that emphasizes the importance of the eye in the process of perception. He also wrote extensively about the properties of light and the way it interacts with different materials. Kini mao kini ang na-contribute ni Roger Bacon ngadto sa mechanics in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. In addition, Bacon made significant contributions to the study of motion and mechanics. He argued that motion was a key concept in understanding the natural world. And he developed a theory of motion based on the work of Aristotle. So, usa ka followers ni Aristotle. He also studied the properties of different materials and the way they interacted with each other, and he developed a theory of forces that help explain the behavior of objects in motion. So overall, uh, Roger Bacon's contributions to mechanics in the Middle Ages and Renaissance helped lay the foundations for the modern scientific approach to understanding the natural world. Uh, his emphasis on empirical observations and experimentations, combined with his deep understanding of mathematics and philosophy, helped pave the way for the scientific revolution that transformed the study of mechanics in the centuries that followed. So for Hadot, uh, he argues that during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, the concept of mechanics underwent a transformation, evolving from a practical craft into a field of intellectual inquiry. Mechanics, which originally referred to the practical skills needed to build machines and devices, and gradually became an area of study in its own right. with scholars exploring the theoretical principles behind mechanical phenomena. One of the key figures in this transformation was Leonardo da Vinci. So, Leonardo da Vinci is often credited with pioneering the field of mechanics as a scientific discipline. Da Vinci's interest in mechanics went beyond the practical skills needed to build machines and devices. He was also interested in the theoretical principles that underpin mechanical phenomena. Hadot suggests that the emergence of mechanics as a field of study was closely connected to the broader cultural and intellectual changes of the Renaissance. The Renaissance saw a renewed interest in the classical texts of Greece and Rome, which inspired scholars to explore the natural world through observation and experimentation. The study of mechanics played a crucial role in this scientific revolution, as scholars sought to understand the workings of the natural world through the study of mechanical principles. One example of the mechanics in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance that Pierre Hadot discusses in his book is the work of Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci was not only a renowned artist, but he was also a skilled engineer and inventor who was fascinated by the workings of the natural world. So, according to Hadot, Da Vinci's work on mechanics went beyond practical skills and needed to build machines and devices. Uh, for example, Da Vinci was interested in the principle of motion and the laws of physics that govern the movement of objects. Uh, he conducted extensive studies of the movement of water, air, and other fluids, and he used his observations to create designs for machines and devices that could harness these natural forces. Da Vinci's work on mechanics was not limited to practical applications. However, he also saw mechanics as a mean of exploring the deeper mysteries of the natural world and unlocking the secrets of the divine. According to Hadot, Da Vinci believed that by studying the principle of mechanics, he could gain uh, a greater understanding of the hidden correspondences between differences aspects of the natural world and ultimately achieve a higher level of spiritual enlightenment. Overall, uh, Da Vinci's work on mechanics provides an example how this field of study evolved uh, from a practical craft into a means of exploring the deeper mysteries of the natural world during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. By studying the principles of motion and mechanics, scholars and inventors like Da Vinci helped to lay the groundwork for modern physics and engineering and contributed to a new era of scientific and intellectual inquiry. Overall, Hadot's analysis of mechanics in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance highlights the important role that this field of study played in the scientific and intellectual developments of the period. By exploring the theoretical principles behind mechanical phenomena, scholars laid the groundwork for modern physics and engineering, and helped to usher in a new era of scientific inquiry and discovery. So another categories of our topic is the magic in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Uh, so in this topic, it discusses the development of mathematical physics known as mechanics during in the Middle Ages and the development of imaginings, aspirations, and hopes, a faith in the future flourishing of technology and mechanics. So for Roger Bacon, who sketched the program of an art that uses nature like an instrument, which would be superior to the magic of charlatans. Uh, Roger Bacon wished to hasten the conversion of the entire world of Christianity, which was threatened by the imminent appearance of Antichrist. He understood the importance both for the mind and for the body that could be assumed by the discovery of the secret of natures. That is the marvelous possibilities in nature, in mechanics, uh, in its further development was to use produce prodigious effects. So for Hadot, uh, he argues that magic was an important cultural and intellectual phenomena during this period, and that it played a significant role in shaping the philosophical and spiritual outlook of the time. Uh, Magic was seen as a mean of exploring and understanding the hidden workings of the natural world and of unlocking the powers of the divine. So karon siguro adunay uban na karon sa atoa ang magic is a simply a trick, di ba? Usahay kung naay mga tay Philippines Got Talent na mo magpa-magic siguro kini na-deceive ta sa atong kini nga magic para to is lahi sa magic jud kay kaning magic nga gi-perform sa usa ka magician is a simply a trick sa trick ni so it's a di ma-deceive ta tungod sa senses naala na trick nga sila gamit nga aron kita motuo nga kini tinuod apan sa magic sa para sa magic sa Middle Ages and the Renaissance kini wala kini naghisgot gikan may gikan power gikan sa usa ka tawo kundili kini nga magic gikan kini sa usa ka divine being or usa ka spiritual being dili kini gikan sa usa ka tawo nga siguro pinaagi sa usa ka tawo from higher being to from spiritual being to uh, iya gibuhat kini pinaagi sa tao. So ang tao usa lang ka instrumento sa pag-perform sa magic. According to Hadot, magic was closely connected to the idea of correspondence or sympathy, which held that all things in the natural world were interconnected and had a hidden harmony that could be discovered, exploited. Uh, uh, Magic was often associated with the study of astrology, alchemy, and esoteric practices. So sama sa akong ingon ganina sa magic in the antiquity, so natural magic. So which were seen as a ways of unlocking the secrets of the natural world and harnessing its power. At the same time, Pierre Hadot notes that magic was also viewed with suspicion and skepticism by many thinkers of the period. Ah, so adunay uban nga tawo nga dili motuog magic tungod kay para nila kanang usa lang kini ka trickery nga maoy mo padag ilad sa mga tawo aron sila motuo nga kanang tawhana kay naay para nila naay power tungod kay nakabuhat siya dili mabuhat sa ubang tao. So sa mga skeptics, so labi na sa mga para nila nga madudahon, so nagdoubt sila kung tinuod ba jud ni. So para nila is na sa suspicion, so duda pa sila which kini ba nga magic is tinuod ba ni or trick kanay uban nga mga tao gigamit nila ang magic sa pag-deceive sa tao aron sila makakwarta aron ma ang ilahang influence sa katilingban mulambo. Then some saw magic as a form of superstition of or quackery sama sa gingon ganina, while others feared its potential for manipulation and abuse. So may uban nga nahadlok nga kay ang magic na potential nga oy makapailad manipulate and usahay sad ang magic muong abuse, ah i-abuse na lang nila ang magic. So nevertheless, magic remained an important area of study and exploration throughout the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, and helped to shape the intellectual and cultural landscape of the time. So, in Pierre Hadot's book, discusses several examples of magic in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Here are a few examples. Alchemy. So, alchemy was a form of magic that was practiced throughout the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. It involved the transformation of base metals into gold, as well as the search for the philosopher's stone, a legendary substance that was believed to have the power to grant eternal life. So, alchemists saw their work as a means of unlocking the secret of natural world and attaining spiritual enlightenment. So, usa na kini ka example sa mga magic in the Middle Ages nga kining magika maka ang usa ka butang mahimong laing butang. So sama sa example diri ang usa ka metal nahimong gold. So kini usa na kini ka example. Then another example is astrology. So astrology was another form of magic that was popular during this period. So during in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. So it involved the study of the movement of the stars and planets and the belief that these movements had an influence on human affairs. So astrology was used to predict the future, diagnose illnesses, and make important decisions. So kini para nila so ang astrology kuno usa ka mao'y ka magic nga mo predict sa future. Siguro karon kanang nay uban basin karon gamit pa kini kanang nay ubang tao gusto nilang i-predict kanang tan-awon nila ang pad silang kamot kung tan-awon kung i-predict kung unsay mahitabo sa iyang future, kung unsay iyang hitabo aw unsa iyang trabaho, kung kinsa man gani iyang maasawa o uban pa dihang mga mahitabo sa iyang kinabuhi sa umaabot. So usa pag kini ka example nga magic sa kaniadto nga panahon. So another example is grimoires. So grimoires were books of magic that were used by practitioners to cast spells, summon spirits, and perform other magical rituals. So these books were often highly sought after and were considered powerful tools for unlocking the hidden power of the natural world. So kini usa ka remorso, usa ka libro kini nga naa didto tanang guide. So sa pagcast sa spell, unsaon pag-activate sa talisman, sa anting-anting. So to summon spirit. So and other perform other magical rituals. Kung maghisgot ta in Christianity, ah, siguro di lahi lang ni nga kuan, pero sa example, ah, kanang una ah, maghisgot una ta sa black magic. So kung sa black magic, siguro kung kanang magpabarang, adunay guide dire nakasuwat na tanan, dire kung unsay ilang isulti, kung mangdaot sila sa tao. Apan kung on the other hand, kung arita sa Christianity, labi na sa fields of exorcism, so nang naay mga exorcist nga aduna sad sila guide, aduna sila book nga mo'y mapagawas sa espiritu sa katong mga tawo nga gisudlan. So naasad ni Christianity kay tungod ang magic, sama sa kong giingon ganina, is gikan kini sa kanang divine being. So enlightenment, divine enlightenment. So kining Grimoire usa pud ni ka example sa magic in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. So another example is magical objects. So the use of magical objects was another common practice in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. So these objects included talismans, amulets, and charms, which were believed to have specific powers and could be used to protect against harm or achieve certain goals. So, tama kang gingon ganina, ang anting-anting, gituuhan nila nga mao'y magpa-protect nila against sa kadautan. So, kanang magical object, so usa po ni ka example sa magic in the Middle Ages nga ilang gi-apply kaniadto. So overall, magic played a significant role in the intellectual and cultural life of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. It was seen as a means of exploring the hidden powers of the natural world and of unlocking the secret of the divine. While magic was viewed with suspicion and skepticism by some, it remained an important area of study. So, kanang ang bang magic nga na ubang tawo nga nagtan-aw kini nga suspicion o skeptics pero dili tanan aduna lay pipila ka mga tawo. So, kini gihapon it remain an important area of study and exploration throughout this period and help to shape the philosophical and spiritual outlook of the time. So overall, Hadot's analysis of magic in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance uh, provides a fascinating glimpse into the intellectual and cultural milieu of the period. He shows how magic was seen as a means of exploring and understanding the natural world and how it remained to shape the philosophical and spiritual outlook of the time. So that would be all for our topic. So I am Seminarian Romeo Angeles.
I am Chris Vidor,
And
and
that's all.
thank you.